Welcome back to GameVault HQ. Today, we dive into the shadowy world of Drug Dealer Simulator 2, the sequel to the 2020 hit that lets you live out the gritty fantasy of a drug kingpin. Released on June 20th, 2024, this game takes the original formula and cranks it up several notches, offering a deeper and more immersive experience. But does it hit the mark, or does it fizzle out like a bad batch of meth? Let's find out. The core gameplay of Drug Dealer Simulator 2 revolves around the detailed production and distribution of drugs. From growing cannabis indica to processing more complex substances, the game offers an intricate simulation of the drug trade. You'll manage every aspect, from cultivation to packaging and distribution, all while expanding your operation across the fictional Isla Sombra. This island, rich with opportunities and dangers, serves as the perfect backdrop for your criminal enterprise. One of the standout features is the in-depth manufacturing process. Each drug has its own production chain, requiring specific equipment and resources. However, this immersion is somewhat hampered by the reliance on menu-driven interactions, which can break the flow of the game. You spend a lot of time navigating through menus to perform tasks, which could have been more engaging if they included animations or hands-on interactions. Set in the early 2000s on Isla Sombra, the game places you in an unforgiving environment teeming with potential allies and enemies. The story mode, while ambitious, often feels intrusive. It tries to weave a narrative of your rise to power, but the dialogue and character interactions can feel more like chores than engaging storytelling. The main storyline revolves around your character's transformation from a small-time dealer to a major player in the drug trade, but the execution leaves much to be desired. Despite this, the game's setting and atmosphere are compelling. The open world is expansive, featuring varied environments from small villages to bustling towns. This diversity helps keep the exploration aspect fresh and interesting. Additionally, the game's depiction of the criminal underworld, complete with rival factions and law enforcement, adds layers of complexity to your operations. Graphically, Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is a mixed bag. The character models and environments often feel like reused assets, lacking the polish seen in other titles. Lighting and textures are underwhelming, making the game look dated despite its recent release. On the plus side, the voice acting is surprisingly good, adding depth to the otherwise flat characters. The sound design, including ambient noises and music, enhances the immersive experience, especially during tense moments when evading law enforcement or rival gangs. Pros: in-depth simulation. The detailed production and distribution mechanics are a highlight, providing a realistic and engaging simulation of the drug trade. Expansive world. The open-world setting of Isla Sombra is diverse and interesting, offering plenty of areas to explore and conquer. Voice acting. Quality voice acting adds a layer of immersion and personality to the game. Cons: graphical limitations. The visuals are unimpressive, with bland textures and character models that detract from the overall experience. Intrusive storyline. The narrative often feels forced and gets in the way of the gameplay, which could have stood strong on its own as a straightforward tycoon simulator. Menu-driven interactions. The heavy reliance on menus for drug production and management can break immersion and become tedious over time. Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is a bold attempt to expand on its predecessor, offering a more detailed and immersive simulation of the drug trade. While it excels in mechanics and world building, it falls short in visuals and narrative execution. The game's strength lies in its detailed simulation aspects and the freedom it gives players to build their empire. However, the unimpressive graphics and intrusive story can detract from the overall experience. The game's detailed economy management is particularly noteworthy. Players must balance production costs, set competitive prices, and navigate the fluctuating market conditions. This aspect of the game is both challenging and rewarding, providing a deep level of strategy that keeps players engaged. However, the graphical shortcomings and the occasionally cumbersome user interface might frustrate those looking for a seamless experience. For those who enjoyed the first game or are looking for a unique simulation experience, Drug Dealer Simulator 2 is worth a try. Just be prepared for some rough edges and a story that might not always hit the mark. The game's commitment to realism and detail makes it a standout in the simulation genre, even if it doesn't fully escape the shadows of its flaws. Thanks for watching GameVault HQ. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more reviews and gaming content. Let us know in the comments what you think of Drug Dealer Simulator 2 and what games you'd like us to review next. Until next time, game on.